Welcome to another product spotlight. My name is John, and today we're looking at a couple of CNCF 5000 boxcars. These are HO scale models that come from Atlas. They're part of Atlas's Master Series. As such, they'll be superbly detailed, and we'll be looking at that in a minute. These models range in price from $59.95 all the way up to $70.95. These are MSRPs listed on the Atlas website. Strangely, there's no real explanation of what the variation in prices is due to. But in any case, that's the price listed on the website at the date of this recording. These models come packed with additional parts to be installed by the modeler. These look like tack boards and, well, I think jacking pads, but I'm not entirely sure. But they're in there, and they come with these models. There are a lot of different road names and road numbers available on the Atlas website, so your best bet is to check out what they're offering and then shop around for the best price, because we all know that the MSRP is usually not what we'd refer to as the street or purchasing price. In any case, we have two models here, and what I'm going to do is we'll look at one of them in detail and then kind of go backwards on the other one and look at the same stuff. So let's get started. I've decided to start with the Rock Island car because this is one of my favorite paint schemes. You can tell from this angle that the markings and paint on this model are really well done. There's also a ton of molded detail, and the depth of these ribs on the outside makes it so that there's actually shadows being cast onto the surface of the car, which looks really cool. The detail around the door is really well done. And then on the sides, you can see at the end here, separately applied wire grab irons. I guess that's what I'll call those. And there's a lot going on here. You can even see some detail peeking out from underneath. We'll look at that in more detail later, but boy, this looks like a really nicely detailed model. Here's a look at the brake end of the model, and you can see there's a lot of separately applied stuff here as well, including the brake wheel and chain, this ladder and this ladder separately applied. Here's a tack board, which begs the question, why did it come with additional tack boards? Maybe someone in the viewing audience will know the answer to that question. I don't. In any case, this looks to be a photo-etched crossover platform here. You can see it has uncoupling lever detail, and then peeking out from behind the coupler over here is air hose detail. Here's a look at the brake end from the other angle so that you can see that hose detail I was talking about a second ago. Here's a look at the other side of the car, and I wanted to show you this so that I could tip it down and show you that the bottom door track is in fact separately applied. A look at the A end of the car reveals the same kind of detail we saw on the brake end, including the uncoupling lever, air hose behind the coupler there, photo-etched crossover platform, ladder details, and the separately applied tack board. Here's a look at the roof of this car. You can see it doesn't have a whole lot of detail per se, but it does have that pattern on it, which takes weathering real nicely. And a look at the bottom of the car reveals all the brake rigging you'd expect to see on a model that's this detailed everywhere else. Separately applied stuff. Looks really good. And I'll point out, since we're looking at it from this angle anyway, that these are body-mounted knuckle couplers on each end, and these models do come with the metal wheels. Don't look now, but I've just pulled the switcheroo on you. And we're going to look at this orange model. That's an Arbor patched unit. Looking at it from the bottom first, and once again, full brake rigging, separately applied, looks really good. And from this angle, you can see it's a separately applied door track on the bottom of the door. Looks really good. This should look pretty familiar. It's the same pattern as we had on the other model on the roof. Nice. Here's a look at the A end of the former Arbor car. Here's a look at the brake end, fully decked out with all that amazing detail I showed you on the Rock Island car. And finally, here's a broadside view of the orange CP patched former Ann Arbor boxcar. It looks really good. I mean, all of the pad printing on this model is so clean, and that goes for both of these models. Atlas has done a really good job with that. And the model weighs 5.2 ounces. The Rock Island one does as well. No surprise there. The NMRA's recommended weight for a car of this length is about 4.5, a little over 4.5 ounces. I think Atlas has done a really good job with this model. I really liked the detail, especially around the doors, and the fact that it has the separately applied door tracks also makes it stand out quite a bit. And the detail on the ends also makes it stand out quite a bit. So good job, Atlas. See you all next time.